Well, hello everyone. Well, thank you for coming out. There's a lot more people that's not here, but they did what they had to do, and I appreciate that. So before I go into business, I just want to say thank you for my TJ family who is here. All of you know who you are. Our judges, if you can stand up. You guys can stand up. I thank you for coming out and supporting me. We have President Lion Jean Joseph here as well. Thank you for your support. PWU, Ms. Ortega, thank you. We have, again, just so many more. Tony Burgos, I know you're his representative, thank you. And UFT. And we have a clergy member too here, very longtime friend, Sajis. Sajis, just raise your hand. He's a pillar in the community too, and is a part of our clergy council, so thank you for all that you do. So, Shaw, where are you? Thank you for coming as well. And I hope I didn't miss anyone, but I know someone is missing, Bobby. Valerie didn't bring Bobby, so, okay. All right. And I must say thank you to my staff. I have a wonderful team. You know, Alan made the joke of me staying in this job for 30 years. Only if you promise me to turn 108th, then I'll stay 30 years, right? So it's really a pleasure to be here today, to stand before you, and to have, you know, pretty much 4 assembly members who've held this seat, right? And we're hoping to continue to do so, but down to business. So, you know, a lot has been happening in the last few weeks, right? And we're seeing it. And I'm glad that the UFT is here tonight, because that's going to be an issue where we're trying to put children, the migrant children, into the schools. And the kids, I mean, they're not to blame. I mean, kids are kids, right? But we need to do it the right way. And, you know, for me, it's making sure that I fight for the UFT, right? Because then you have the other side with the charter schools trying to absorb. And then in the long run, that can take away funding, right? Because we're fighting for funding for our schools, for our teachers, every single budget time. So that's a very serious issue. You know, I'm here 100% labor union and so forth, and we have to continue fighting, right? Some of you may have read, you know, there's a lot of protests happening, a lot of rally happening in Staten Island, in Bayside, and even right here, it has come to our backyard. So, you know, I take relationships very seriously, and I do have to say this with no disrespect. I can just be truthful. You know, before our governor became the governor, she was lieutenant governor, you know, she had my cell phone number, she'd call me, we'd have frequent lunches, dinner with Frank and with Roxanne. And I was a bit taken back when I had to learn on the news that they were going to place 2,500 single men here at Floyd Bennett Field, right? We heard that the Sunday, by the Monday, the mayor's person made an announcement of 7,500. They then said it was a mistake. Okay, well, you know, we're not going to be caught with our pants down in our district. You know, this is not a business for me. I live here. I have a home here. All who owns property here, they know that their property taxes went up, right? Everything went up. So when does you want to do this in someone's backyard? For crying out loud, the 59th Assembly District is the suburbs of New York City. The Rockaways, Breezy, Neponsit, all these places, it's the suburbs of this city, right? Staten Island, Bayside. So what are we really doing here? No respect for the people that live and work and pay their taxes and raise their families. You're trying to put migrants into an area that's a transit desert. It's totally isolated. It's a flood zone, and we know Lee is coming up in the Atlantic. So there are just so many different things, right? And, you know, we fight in conference to make sure there is common sense there, right? And this is not a Democratic thing or Republican thing. It's the right thing to do. And that's why you would see from Queens, Stacey Fairformato, Councilmember Joanne Ariola, myself and others, it's a bipartisan approach. The governor needs to expand New York State so they can absorb some of this. If she does that, it may take some of the pressure off of the mayor. But if the president doesn't close our border or secure our borders, when you start giving out working papers, guess what that's gonna do? You're gonna incentivize. So come on down, right? So when people like me speak up, people wonder, what are you? What am I? I'm an elected official who live in my community, representing the people that live here, right? And I'm going to continue to fight for that. Whether win, lose, draw, or whatever the case may be, we will be in the forefront fighting for the rights of our community because it's unfair. You have seniors that are on fixed income, we have veterans that are homeless, we have people where their health benefits are being compromised, right? We have, kids or adults that are, have special, there's special needs, right? They can't even get a proper cola to live. They can't get that, right? There's a drug crisis in New York City. People are dying. There's a mental health crisis. So we're going to ask the Biden administration for millions of dollars. Come, bring it here to New York City. To do what? How are our people going to be served? What are we getting from this? What are we getting? I just don't understand it. So it's not a Democratic thing, it's not a Republican thing, it's a bipartisan thing, and it's the right thing to do. Thank you. And I just have to say, Frank spoke about the presidential election being next year. To me, at the end of the day, you do what you need to do, right? Because I'm damn sure the president is not going to come fix your street or come to your civic meeting or come to your PTA and speak to your parents or come give your children backpacks, right? So do the right thing, support the electeds that's fighting for you. And we have to send a clear message to the ones that come to Albany and in City Council that try to drown out the common sense elected officials. We need to take this back and bring some type of balance. So I just want to share that with you. And God bless, and I thank you for coming. And I guess let's continue talking and sharing.
And we sing happy